difference. You help one person. That's the quintessential feeling that's purpose. If you look at your life and you think, when did I have a warm, fuzzy feeling? When did I feel connected? When did I feel best? I challenge you to come up with something other than when you helped someone. Whoever that someone was, stranger, friend. What's your purpose? It's to help. That's your purpose. Now, once you get that in your head, you say, okay, I can be connected today as a carpenter, as a plumber, as a secretary, as a law enforcement officer to help. That's your purpose. As a psychotherapist, as a lecturer, as a government dignitary, I can be connected today because I'm connected to you. I care about you. I care about you. I'm connected. You're connected because we care about each other. Now, pragmatically, what's that going to do for me? I'm going to live longer. I'm going to be happier. I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to have more energy. And I'm going to love it all. It's going to be fun. Is that enough? Well, what's the other side of the equation? What if I don't do that? Well, I might feel lost. I might feel disillusioned. I can be angry. I can be fearful. Life sucks and then you die. It doesn't matter anyway. You choose. It's one or the other. That's the cost benefit. I hope I've shown you that simple things that we do in life, like connecting to others, forgiving, accepting good in ourselves, changing the way we talk to ourselves, they're going to change our life. And by the way, the studies show clearly that this connectedness is more than just health. One of the most recent studies that I saw, people who felt spiritually connected, that made a regular practice of either meditating or attending church, make more money. Did you know that? So if you didn't have enough motive and everything else I just told you, how about money? We have this stream of consciousness. And I say to myself, oh, she just sneezed. I hope that's not, oh, I don't want to catch anything. You ever listen to how you talk to yourself? I caught a cold. I was running down the street and I grabbed that sucker. When these thoughts come into my head, I have to be alert to every one of them. I don't want them anymore. When we have those thoughts, acknowledge them. Don't deny them. I didn't have that thought. Don't deny them. That just gives them more power. I mean, think about it. Everybody tells you got to smash your ego. Ego's really powerful. You got to get out of ego. You hear that everywhere. All the speakers are telling you that today. Get away from your ego. It's stronger than your ego. And every time they tell you that, what are they telling you? That ego is worse than a raptor in Jurassic Park. One mean, huge sucker. So the more you fight it, the more powerful it gets. Don't fight it. Acknowledge it. That was very unhelpful. Cancel, cancel, cancel. It's that simple. Repetition and response. If Pavlov's dogs can learn to salivate when you ring a bell 144 times and dispense food, and then you ring the bell and they salivate some more because they expect the food, and they are perpetually habituated to salivating from that bell, with or without food. Well, gosh, I think I've got a little more cortical matter than that dog. I think I can condition myself a little quicker than that. How about you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to condition myself. Thank you. I don't like that. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Thank you. I don't like that. Cancel, cancel, cancel. No, thank you. I'm not creating that today. Cancel, cancel, cancel. That's really simple, but it works. You can use the InnerTalk technology. It was designed to be brain friendly, and obviously I'm going to tell you that That technology has been demonstrated repeatedly in independent scientific studies to work. It's not magical. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. I'm going to show you exactly how you can take them apart. And I'm going to show you why it's an illusion. There's nothing hidden except how your brain had trouble processing color and words at the same time. Just that hemispheric speciality. But whatever you do everything you can to forgive and let go, to end blame, shame, and guilt, to take responsibility for everything in your life, to engage in a purpose, go to service. Everything you do it to the best of your ability with the highest best good of who it goes to in mind. Keep your little diary and do your little good deed. And I promise you, if that's all you do, the change will happen without you thinking, I think I'm going to change today. I'm going to go to another seminar and I'm going to get some more tools. You will be more empowered, you will be healthier, and you will be more prosperous, more money, if you just do that. You remember I told you we profile affirmations. Well, the profile affirmations, let's wrap quickly together, are mirroring. And what I'm going to show you, our audio illusion, is I'm going to tell one hemisphere of the brain, that left hemisphere, it's okay to be good. And I'm going to tell the other hemisphere, I am good. Now, why am I going to do that? Well, because if I say to yourself, I am good, and I do this very, very often, it only takes a minute before people in the audience start laughing. Because you get self-talk. And the self-talk says what? Good? Good at what? Do you remember when? How about? So I'm going to tell that right hemisphere, that spatial, that unconscious, I am good. Because you know what? It doesn't have all the defense mechanisms. It's just going to accept it. And I'm going to simultaneously tell that left hemisphere, it's okay to be good. Life is wonderful. It's okay for life to be wonderful. I'm going to deliver all of my messages in both authoritarian and permissive. They're going to be hemispherically tasked, coming simultaneously. And what will happen when you do that? When I do that, the brain is more likely to accept it. More importantly, I'm going to say in first person, I am good. I'm not going to say in second person, you are good. Because if I say you are good and you internalize it, and believe me, we actually ran a study on self-esteem. I'm ashamed of that today, where we used you affirmations. And when you internalize it, you are good. Yeah, I knew you were good. I've got an esteem problem. It's me that's not good. That's how you internalize it. And esteem lowers. I want this to enter your stream of consciousness. I am good. I'm going to get around those defense mechanisms by saying, it's okay to be good. I'm going to profile my affirmations by, if it's athletics, I'm going to take that premier group of athletes and I'm going to say to them, what do you do when you do this? What do you think? What goes through your mind? And that's the script I'm going to create. I'm not going to put negative or aversive statements in. I'm not going to put, I don't choke up in a clinch position. Because what's that going to do? I'm going to choke up. Don't touch wet paint. I'm going to put all positive profile that is mutually exclusive to what I'm attempting to eliminate. And then I'm going to shadow it in out-of-phase delivery. And I'll show you the example. Shadowing meaning I'm going to deliver those messages simultaneously different hemispheres, and I'm going to tell you, try and look both balls in and catch it. Try and read those colors as fast as you can read them, not the letters. And I'm going to do it in male, female, and child voice. I'm going to do that because, look, when I was a child, some of my most important peers were children. It were my friends and associates that made fun of me or rewarded me that helped form who I am. My fears as well as my strengths. Well, I'm going to get rid of the fears. So I'm going to have a child talk to me. I'm going to have a female. Why is that? Well, if you're female, you may well listen to that more than you will a male. But all of us had a mother. I'm going to give you the mother. And I'm going to give you the patriarch, the father. So this set of messages is going to come to you from three different voices. I am good male. I am good female. I am good child. It's okay to be good from all three again. I'm going to set them up in a round-robin sequence. You all know what round-robin is? Row, row, row your boat. Because the research shows us clearly that I will remember a round-robin much longer than I'll remember just a song. We've run studies now on young children. As parents, we've all had a child look us straight in the eye and say something very, very meaningful. We don't know what it is. It's not goo goo gaga. It's some phase in the development of speech. We hear it, but we don't understand it. Well, you know what it is? When you record it and play it backwards, it's meaningful speech. And when you reverse it, the child's saying, Daddy loves Mom. A friend of mine, working collaterally at the time, serendipitously, I had no idea, in Australia. I didn't know him at the time. Name is David Oates, has a site on the internet, reversespeech.com. Hundreds of examples of children speaking in reverse. All downloadable. Oates, an investigator, you guys would know that by now, right? Discovered that Freudian slips go on all the time in reverse. You say something in forward speech, it can contain relevant information in reverse. All of this is on his site. Law enforcement agencies are beginning to use it. You record an interrogation. Where were you when this happened? Well, I went to the grocery store, I stopped there, and then I went home. And you play it in reverse. Loaf of bread and milk. What did you get at the grocery store? A loaf of bread and milk. It can be additive. It can also be confession. Remember? Lie. Lie. In the word no. Reverse speech is a legitimate phenomenon, and we are just now beginning to understand what it is. You can go to my website, you can go to Oates' website, you can check it out for yourself. Reverse speech is real. So what do? We first give you the sound of water. And the conscious mind says, okay, I hear the water. Then we give you some music. And the conscious mind says, okay, I hear music. Or maybe we add waves coming into the beach, into that water. And then we begin simultaneous delivery of speech on top of the water. On top. As long as you hear the water, you're hearing the words. You say, how loud should I play this? You should play it this loud, loud enough that I hear the water if I turn my attention to it. Because the words are on top of the water. But when we deliver them simultaneously, you don't recognize them. One hemisphere is tasked here, the other one is tasked here. Suddenly, the words disappear. And I should let you all know There is no controversy about subliminal anymore. Even the skeptical inquirer now admits there's an influence on behavior. We don't know its limit, but the data is so robust, there is no question about whether or not it works. The question is how you do it so it works, and the question is how well can you do it, or how much can it influence an individual. So you have the simultaneous delivery of forward and reverse messages. From time to time, you might grasp a word. Typically, it's the okay word.
It's okay.
But you don't get the rest of it. What you hear is what sounds like speech, but you can't discern what's being said. So you're playing this program, and you hear this talking, but you don't know what it's being said. Now, some of you may say, well, how do I know you're not saying buy more product? Fair enough. I'll tell you how. You simply take your pan on your player and go either to the full left or the full right. You go to the full right, you're going to hear things in reverse. Well, that means you're going to have to record it and then play it backwards. So go to the full left. Now, all of a sudden, I don't have the right side coming. I have the left side coming. And say, oh, I can hear that. You know, people report to me, I was falling asleep, and suddenly I could hear the words. No kidding. Educators have learned this a long time ago. But I'm going to show you a quick analogy that may help you understand why you hear them when you fall asleep much more clearly than otherwise. If we think of brainwave patterns, we typically think of how many cycles per second. If we're in full beta consciousness, those cycles might be 30 cycles per second, close like that. If we're in theta consciousness, alpha consciousness, they're going to be 14. In this state of consciousness, if we see this analogous to a fence, how much information can get through? Think of it as a fence and a bird going through. The finer the wire is, the less it can get into it. So if I think of a piece of information coming in and the block is that wide, it has trouble getting in. Research has shown us in accelerated learning studies that if we slow this brainwave pattern down, wow, what a block of information it can get into. You know, the whole Mozart effect, the classical music in accelerated learning is designed to give you 60 beat a minute music in adagio largo so the brain wave slows down. More information gets in, you have an accelerated learning event. So if I'm relaxed and I'm calm and I pan my speakers, suddenly I hear exactly what's being said. So we deliver these messages simultaneously in forward and reverse. What happens is an audio illusion. They're there, they're fully recoverable, you can determine everything that's being said, and we publish a list. So you can take that list and say, I'm going to check this out. Is this guy telling me the truth? And you can verify what's on the program. No, that's fine. Once you've verified it, don't do that again. Because what you want is you want it to get into your stream of consciousness with the least amount of resistance. You read it all. Okay, this is what's on this program. I can't tell you how many times this has happened, maybe 1,000. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but many, 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 many times. Somebody gets a weight loss program. They read the affirmations like we tell them, and then they go back 10 days later, and pull that affirmation list. I like myself. Life is wonderful. I eat good foods. I drink water. I love water. Water is no wonder I'm drinking so much water. You having a little epiphany? You know, something fundamentally shifts inside you when you're listening to these things, and you don't even really know what it is. You know, it could have been that program. Maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure. Maybe. I have a doctor friend back home. shaved 7 points off his golfing handicap this last year. He already is pro quality. He golfs amateur. He golfs in a tournament every year. He's got the big tournament coming up, big bucks to win. Always wanted to win it, never has won it. And he said to me, you know, my golf game is really, really good. I can't believe it. It could be that CD of yours. Now, he knows that we ran a study on golf back in 1991, and we took LPGA and PGA players, already pros, and we decided, you know, the only way we can determine whether this is effective or not is in how much money they make and how many championships they win. Because what other score is there? They more than doubled their income. They won 2/3 more championships. Alice Miller was comeback player of the year. He already knows that. But he says, you know, it could be that CD. I don't know, but boy, my golf game's up. He said, you know what you can do? I have a very famous golfer who in his book tells how he started using subliminal at a very young age. You can do what he did. Just stop. Don't use it anymore. Just put it away and see what happens. He did. He had a little bit of a slump, but I'm sure that won't happen to you. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Well, he won it all this year. You know, I don't care if you give the CD the credit, because it isn't the CD that does it anyway. It's you. All that happens is something inside you fundamentally shifts, because I no longer have that negative, self-defeating limitation. All of a sudden, I believe the eagle. I believe in myself. I can soar. I can fly high. I don't need to be in this chicken yard. All of a sudden, something fundamentally changes. And in that fundamental shift, what you experience is a different dialogue inside your head. So it's not the CD, it's you. It's the dialogue inside your head. That's how we do what we do. What I want you to go away with, whether or not you ever get an inner talk program, is this. You can live longer. You can be happier. You can accept the entitlements due you by your birthright. There is no law of limitation except that which you self-impose. You can realize your dreams and your ambitions. You can be happier and healthier. And believe me, when you put your head on the pillow at night, you can sleep much sounder. And I didn't when I was 30. I didn't sleep at all. I never took the same route home. I always had an eye on that mirror. I was always looking over my shoulder. I couldn't go to church without seeing somebody that I was going to have to arrest. It soured me on everything. But not today. I put my head on the pillow today, and I sleep very peacefully. My relationship today, my wife, is absolutely wonderful. I've been blessed so much by practicing what I'm telling you today, that if you will, forgive, let go, stop blaming, get a purpose, get connected. Whatever you do in your life, do it for others. Try just that good deed. Remember your cancel, cancel, cancel. Avoid this stuff that says, the gamboo's coming to town, you're going to get it, but we have the cure. You know, the oldest woman on the planet 2 years ago was 108 years old. 109, excuse me. She was having her 109th birthday. When her doctor said to you, if you don't stop smoking, it's going to kill you. She stopped smoking and died. They were right. You know, I'm not going to tell you smoke, of course not. But I'm going to tell you don't live in fear. Don't approach everything in your life with less than a gratitude attitude. I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. Take responsibility for it and do your best to turn it into a positive situation. If you just do those things, you will be happier, healthier, more prosperous, sleep a lot better, feel good inside. Thanks again. Have a great, wonderful life.